Welcome to Renaissance, where we bridge theory or proven theory with everyday practice. This is a 10-episode series on what the UK's highest performing secondary schools actually do to deliver exceptional outcomes. Go to the government performance tables and sort by progress and attainment. The same small group rises to the top after every year. They're not identical. Different communities, different intakes, different contexts, but the results stay consistent. We've studied these schools through visits, observations, public evidence, and direct conversations with the teachers inside them. No ideology, no guesswork, just repeatable practice aligned with evidence. What follows is one of those patterns. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most schools spend years teaching content that students cannot remember. Not because students are lazy, not because they're low ability, but because schools confuse exposure with learning. Reading notes feels productive. Highlighting feels productive. Rewatching videos feels productive. None of it reliably builds memory. The highest attaining schools understand something fundamental. If knowledge cannot be retrieved from memory, it does not exist in any usable form. Retrieval is not revision. It is not assessment. Retrieval is how learning happens. This is not opinion. It is one of the most robust findings in cognitive science. Robert's research on desirable difficulty shows that the harder it is to recall information, provided it is eventually successful, the stronger the memory becomes. In other words, the very thing that students dislike the most is the thing that works the best. Rereading feels easy because it avoids thinking. Retrieval feels hard because it demands it. And thinking is the price of learning. And this is where most schools go wrong. They treat forgetting as failure. High attaining schools treat forgetting as feedback. If students cannot recall last lesson's content, this is not a behavior issue. It's not a motivational issue. It is a teaching signal. Something has not yet been made durable. So these schools retrieve constantly at the start of lessons, in the middle, weeks later, months later. Old content is never finished because memory decays unless it is pulled back into consciousness repeatedly. This is known as the forgetting curve, and it is ruthless. Without retrieval, learning fades faster than most teachers realize. That's why revision weeks don't work. You cannot rescue months of forgetting with last-minute intervention. The highest attaining schools build retrieval into the architecture of teaching itself. Low stakes, no scaffolds, no notes, just students, memory, and accountability. And here's the part that makes people most uncomfortable. Retrieval exposes gaps. It reveals that students understood less than what we thought. It reveals that explanations weren't as clear as we believed. It reveals that coverage is not mastery. Most schools avoid retrieval because it makes lessons look worse. High attaining schools embrace retrieval because it makes learning better. They understand that performance during lesson is not the same as learning itself. Struggle is not a sign of failure. It is a prerequisite of memory. So let's strip this back. If students cannot recall knowledge independently, progress will stall. If retrieval is occasional, forgetting will dominate. If lessons avoid difficulty, memories will be weak. The best schools do not revise more, they retrieve better. They design lessons around memory, not comfort. This is why their students remember more. This is why progress compounds. And this is why attainment rises year after year. This isn't opinion. This is what the evidence shows. And this is one of our 10 episodes. And in our long form features, we sit down with teachers behind the practice and we find out more. Thank you.